Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So I'm going to do something a little different today. I chose a pick a card reading for you guys. I grabbed 3 of my decks and 3 crystals to go with them. And I'm going to let you guys choose which deck you'd like a reading from today. So I want you to just kind of take your time and use your intuition. Maybe close your eyes if you're in a place where you can do so. Take a deep breath and really think about it. So you can choose deck A, deck B, or deck C. You can choose it by the deck or you can look at the crystal, whichever part is calling to you more. Just go ahead and choose that deck that you want. And I do have this video timestamped so that you can go straight to your video. And we're going to go ahead and get into it. Hi, welcome in. So if you're here, you chose set A as your choice. So you either chose it for the tarot deck or for the crystal. The tarot deck is the Everyday Witch tarot deck. And the crystal was a selenite crescent moon shape. So I use this for charging other crystals or charging my decks. A lot of times I'll leave it on the top. So I did bring out my crystal book with selenite in it so that I could read this to you if you'd like to take a screenshot of that so you know what it's for. So they do have shapes, of course, with crystals. I have these little bars that I get. And then I also have this wands-like one that I like for Reiki and other things that I do. It's just personal preference. So selenite is a ghostly white and possesses a luminous spiritual energy. Its name comes from Selene, an ancient Greek moon goddess. So the moon, that's perfect. Its origins are Austria, Britain, France, Mexico, Russia, and the United States. Colors can be brown, green, sometimes orange. I've only ever seen it in white and orange. At my local metaphysical shop, she does have an orange tint one, and she has like bowl shapes and stuff. So I've thought about getting one of those. It works well with black tourmaline, brown jasper, and kyanite. Selenite access spirit and higher consciousness, making it an ideal stone for meditation. It can also clear negativity from your aura. Selenite is known for both cleansing and charging all other crystals. So I do have like a plate and a bowl that I do put like crystal bracelets and other crystals on to charge them. I also leave it by my bed at night because it does help with sleep patterns, dreams, astral travel. So a practice suggestion is to hold a selenite wand in your hand and move it over your entire body from head to toe several times. Allow it to draw out all disruptive or unwanted vibrations. Selenite reacts badly to salt and water. It can be delicate and should be stored carefully. Yes, so don't get it wet. I definitely don't put it in any water, but like this wand I use when I do Reiki, and it's good. I like the point because you can kind of, cut cords, things like that. So again, it's just personal preference. I bought this one at my local metaphysical shop, but they have them online. I think Amazon might have them. You can find them almost anywhere. So if you chose it for the selenite, that's what the selenite is for. So we're going to go ahead and get into the tarot reading. I'm going to do past, present, and future for your energies. Whatever message comes out is what you need to hear. I've set that intention with spirit before we started. So we are going to go ahead and get into this. I did bring out some oracle decks as well to kind of wrap everything up for you. We may pull those mid-reading or we may just wait until the end and grab them out then. So let's see what spirit has for you. So we have the Queen of Pentacles, Six of Swords, and the Three of Swords. For your current energy, we have Temperance, Seven of Cups, Queen of Wands. Interesting. In the future, we have the Three of Cups, the World, and the Knight of Cups. Underneath, we have the Star. So the Star card tells me that there is some healing, maybe some growth going on here. So the Star is a card of like hope and renewal. It's also like the card of healing. So I feel like maybe you're going through some type of healing process right now. And this could be, it is a general reading. So it could be, relationships. It could be in your work. So in the past, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles is an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This could be you. This could just be the energy that you were embodying. Maybe you have earth in your chart. Maybe you're dealing with an earth sign. This could also just be about being grounded in your energy. And then we had the Six of Swords right after that. So the Six of Swords is about moving on. It is about, moving to calmer waters. It could be about travel. So maybe you really like physically moved away from a Queen of Pentacles. This could be like a mother figure. And this caused some heartbreak. So we have the Three of Swords here, which is about like grief and heartache. And I feel like maybe you kind of moved on from, you could have moved on from like a grounded, stable situation. It doesn't even have to be a person. If it was just a situation, again, take it how it resonates. So, the Queen of Pentacles is stable, nurturing, grounded type of energy. So if you didn't move away from a person, this could just be maybe you moved on from what you thought was a stable situation. And, it's caused some heartache and some grief, maybe some loss here for you. So in your current energy, we have the Temperance card, and the Temperance is Sagittarius card, but it's about balance, and it is about like moderation. And then we have the Seven of Cups, which is about options and choices. It can also be about confusion. So, and then we have the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands is she's a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. So this could be you embodying the Queen of Wands. You could be a fire sign. You may have fire in your chart. But this just could be the energy. She is very creative, very fiery, very passionate, very charismatic, she knows who she is. So she is very confident in who she is. I feel like in your current energy, this is telling you to, maybe kind of balance yourself out here. Focus on, you could be focusing more on like a spiritual practice here. She's kind of doing yoga. Maybe you're, kind of focusing your energies. Because you have lots of options, but I feel like there's some confusion here around this Queen of Wands. This could be confusion on your part. Maybe you're confused and you just need to remain balanced in order to make that choice that you have to make. Again, that's going to be different for each of you. So, but there is a choice here, or there are options. And to avoid confusion, you just need to be confident. So she is, very confident, charismatic again. So you just need to remain balanced and be confident in whatever it is that you choose to do. And don't be disillusioned or, feed into confusion here. Kind of just stand your ground, stand in your power, and know what it is that you want here. In the future, we have the Three of Cups, which is about joy, celebrations. This can be about friend groups. It's definitely like about community. And then we have the World, which is like cycles, completion. This is like a victory card. And then we have the Knight of Cups, which is, so it can be a romantic offer. But the Knight of Cups is all like heart-centered. See all the hearts here and the bubbles and everything. So I feel like this is you finding happiness with your community and like stepping into this cycle of happiness and going after what makes your heart happy. I feel like you've healed from, like you're going through a healing process and kind of learning to stand on your own. Whatever this Queen of Pentacles situation was, maybe you did walk away from a person. For me, the Six of Swords is thoughts, because it is swords, which is air, and that is your thoughts. So, but this can actually be, if you look, like they have, luggage or packs on their back, like they're physically moving. So you could have physically moved away from what should have been like a stable and grounded. Maybe it just wasn't nurturing, so you moved away from it. Maybe it wasn't giving you this stable, grounded, nurturing energy. Again, whether that's a person, place, or thing, whatever this Queen of Pentacles was for you, you've walked away from that. And it did cause some grief and, some loss here, but this is also a card of healing. And you had the Star card here. So maybe you needed to walk away from that situation in order to heal your heart. And now that, that was in the recent past, however recent it was for you. And now you're just kind of, again, with this Temperance, you're remaining balanced, calm, again, focusing your energy on your light. You're focusing on healing. You could be doing yoga. You could just be working on your spiritual practice, getting centered and grounded. You just don't want to, you have all of these choices and options. You just don't want to get confused. So remain balanced so that you don't become confused. But stand in your confidence because you've got this. And again, with this near future, I just feel like with this Three of Cups, this is all again about happiness and joy, stepping into a new cycle of going after what makes your heart happy, because that obviously was not making you happy. So you have moved on from it. And right now you're currently just kind of healing and trying to balance yourself out from it. And in the near future, things will balance out because you've got joy, celebration. And you could be celebrating with like friend groups, communities, whatever that is for you. So what do they not see coming? This is collective not see coming, Spirit. So we have the Emperor. Again, leadership, control, stepping into power. We have the King of Pentacles. So you've got the Queen of Pentacles and King of Pentacles here. And then you've got the Hanged Man. So this could be like a romantic relationship that you walked away from. Because we do have the Queen of Pentacles and then the King of Pentacles here. Again, this could just be you maybe stepping into something more stable and grounded. So the Emperor is about leadership and control. He is very in control of his emotions, his finances, everything. Like this is just like he's a leader and very grounded energy. So, and it is the Emperor's Aries energy. So you could be dealing with an Aries. This could just be, you could be an Aries. This could just be you stepping into that more of a leadership. Like you're taking ownership, taking leadership of this grounded, stable foundation. So whatever that was, you have moved away from, and now you're stepping into more of a King of Pentacles energy, which is, so that is more masculine energy. But it's also very stable, grounded. It's all about wealth. So you could be just stepping into taking more control over your finances, stepping up to a more abundant time here. And then you have the Hanged Man, which is about seeing things from a different perspective. It's also about enlightenment. And it could be, after like a pause, you've kind of taken this control of your finances, your grounded energy, and you're seeing things differently. Now that you've moved on from this Queen of Pentacles, this could be you leaving a situation that was not, fulfilling. It wasn't stable and grounded, and you're moving into a stronger, stable, grounded energy. So I really love that, going from the Queen to the King of Pentacles. Let's see. What do they need to focus on? Actions and advice for this collective, Spirit. I like that Emperor and taking control of, those finances. So we have a breakthrough, Ace of Swords, breakthrough, truth, clarity. What do they need to focus on, Spirit? Six of Wands. And Judgment. Wow. Okay. So Ace of Swords is about like a breakthrough. It's about truth, clarity. And then we have the Six of Wands here, which is like a victory. It's about being seen. And this is also about like your self-confidence. And then we have the Judgment. So I feel like this is Spirit telling you to, get real with yourself. Be honest with yourself about your self-confidence, about this victory for you, and leave the past behind. You're stepping into a whole new, this is like a rebirth, like an aha moment. You've got these two cards of aha moments here, breakthroughs. I feel like this is like a breakthrough in your self-confidence. That situation could have really hurt your heart and hurt your self-confidence. And you're moving into more of this, taking control of that and being more stable and grounded. But in order to do that, you kind of just need to be honest with yourself and get clear about what it is that you do want here. What do you want to be victorious in? And also, be honest with yourself about your confidence. Like step into being confident and leave the past behind, and know that there is new beginning here. This is like a rebirth energy. This is really amazing though. Like following your heart, stepping into more of this being seen, this grounded, stable energy. and just seeing things from a different light. When you're kind of going through a situation and you're suffering from heartbreak, sometimes it is hard to see clearly. You can fall into that confusion, but Spirit's telling you don't do that to yourself. So let's grab some oracle cards here. These are the energy oracle cards. So we have manifestation of light. I see the beauty in me. I grow and develop my inner self in harmony with light and beauty. I free myself from negativity. My heart transforms, my intellect shines, and my inner light grows. I love that for you. Yeah, you're definitely following your heart here, and kind of stepping into this. This is about your self confidence, being seen, knowing who you are, being victorious in some sort of breakthrough of freeing yourself from the past, because you've definitely moved on. But when you physically move on from something like the Six of Swords, you can physically move on from it, but it's going to stay in your energy for a while, and that takes healing, and that takes patience. And again, with that self-confidence, it could really take you out of that. But I feel like this is Spirit telling you to step into that, and um, be more confident in yourself. Let's see. Grab a couple of these oracle cards. Yeah, you're definitely going through a healing period with that star. But there's hope and renewal. The star is all about healing. It's about alchemizing the energies. I thought another one turned. Okay. So we have the spirit of love. Don't search for true love, for it will find you if you just hold on to who you are. The world already loves your essence, so don't change it for anyone. So that could have been a love relationship, and now, you're kind of just focusing on yourself. Pour that love into yourself that you put into those other relationships. The door is open. Pure intention can open doors in the universe and make the impossible possible. Believe deeply in goodness and watch for the magic to happen. I love that. Awesome. Yeah, you're definitely, this is going through some kind of, moving on from something and moving into a whole new, um, cycle, because you have the world card here. So this is about, new cycle in what you want, a new cycle in focusing on yourself and going after what makes you happy for a change, because that other situation that you moved on from was not making you happy. But you have the confidence to do this. Just step into that, and focus. Don't let yourself get confused by the choices that you have. Focus on one thing at a time and move forward. So I hope that this could help and bring you some clarity, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hi, if you're here, then you chose set B for your card stack and your crystal. So if you did choose the cards, this is the Learning Tarot. I purchased this deck years ago. I've had it for at least 5 years. It's one of my favorite decks to use. It does have a lot of information on the cards, and it is like Rider-Waite's tarot, the original. So definitely one of my favorite decks to use. So if you chose the crystal, then this is black tourmaline. I use this to ground my energies. This is a palm stone, and I use it when I meditate, for protection. So I did bring out my crystal book to read to you about the tourmaline if you are interested in that. So it's an excellent divining the correct course of action, providing protection during rituals, and helping understand one's deepest inner self. And then it comes from Brazil, Madagascar, Namibia, Nigeria, Sri Lanka, Tanzania, and the United States. It comes in black, brown, blue, pink, purple, red, and yellow. And the energy centers it's associated with is the root chakra and the throat chakra. And then it works well with lepidolite, mica, and selenites. I always pair it with selenites. You may have seen that in the other choice videos, but I always put these two together for protection, or I sleep with them next to my bed for dreams and astral travel, because they protect you. So tourmaline protects sensitive and empathic people from being drained by the emotions of others. It creates a shield between your own aura and incoming energy, allowing peace to flourish. To ensure peaceful sleep, place black tourmaline in the window of a room you'd like to protect from outside negativity. Wear tourmaline jewelry for spiritual protection. It comes in many colors. Try meditating with different shades to figure out just how each one works for you, and keep them away from water. So definitely don't put that one in water. And then it had some black tourmaline in the back here of the book, and it says black tourmaline protects the emotions of sensitive people and prevents empaths from becoming overwhelmed by the energy of others. Wear it in a crowd to shield yourself, to put a shield around yourself. So I do have black tourmaline jewelry that I will wear if I go out into a crowd. But like I said, it's very grounding energy, and it is for protection. So I do have it around a lot when I read tarot or when I open up to channeling. Like I said, I put it next to my bed when I sleep. So you can use it for various different reasons. But if you chose this reading for that, then that's probably why. Maybe you just needed to feel more grounded and centered for whatever reason. So we'll go ahead and get into the tarot. I did bring out a couple of oracle decks that we can pull from as well to get some additional messages at the end. I brought out a Mystic Forest Oracle, and then I have one that's for healing energy, and it kind of lets you know maybe where you need to do some healing, or maybe a certain chakra that you need to work with. So I'll pull one of those for you as well. Well, let's see what the tarot message has for you. So we are going to do past, present, and future spread. And I have set the intention that whatever comes out is what was meant to come out. I did ask Spirit to give me clear and concise messages on what you guys needed to hear. Okay, so on the bottom we have the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords is very conflicted energy. It can be about arguments, rivalry. So maybe you're going through like a very conflicted time. Maybe it could be a mental confliction. It could be internal, because swords are air energy, which is your thoughts. So you could be going through some type of mental confliction, but you could also be going through maybe some conflict with others, or it could be about your finances. You could be suffering like some financial loss here, because I do see some pentacles here too, but we'll get more into the tarot. So in the recent past, we have the Three of Wands, which is about growth and progress. It can also be like a travel card, but I feel like it's more about expansion and growth. This just could be like in your spirituality. It could also be about looking ahead, like having that foresight and looking ahead. And kind of just wanting progress and growth. And then we have the Temperance card here, which is the Sagittarius card. But Temperance is about balance and moderation. It's also about just seeking that balance within yourself or in your life in particular. So maybe there was some growth and progress in balancing out finances here, because we do have this new stable beginning. So this could have been about your finances. This could have been about a job. It could have been about passions that you have. This is just a new stable beginning, whatever that is for you here. It could have been in a relationship, but there was growth and progress in balancing out something here. So in your current energy, we have the Nine of Cups, which is a wish fulfillment. This is focusing on your happiness, your joy, and what it is that you want to bring into your life. And then we have the Eight of Swords, which is like limiting beliefs. And then we have the Hermit card here, which is about like seeking truth and inner wisdom. So I feel like you're kind of coming out of this limiting yourself in what it is that's going to make you happy. Maybe that was the growth and progress that you had going towards, like the stable beginning was a wish fulfillment for you, but you're kind of holding yourself back here with limiting beliefs. And then, you just need to go within and realize that, are you really limited? Are you really, you have that inner wisdom, that inner knowing here. It's also about like soul searching, or maybe just kind of being on your own, like in solitude. But, don't hold yourself back from your wish fulfillment, because that's what this card combination means to me. If this is about your wish fulfillment, but you're sitting here in this lack mindset and limiting yourself here on your happiness, on what it is, again, with this mental confliction, I feel like this is, you could be dealing with others. I feel like this is more internal, like you're internalizing this, and um, you could be breaking free from that too by going within and finding that inner wisdom and just realizing that it is you that's holding yourself back, because this is about like searching for those answers, that internal knowledge, and um, searching for a purpose. So maybe after some reflection, some inner reflection here, you've realized that it's you that's holding you back, and you're kind of freeing yourself from going after that wish fulfillment. That could be like the current energy that you're sitting in, because in the near future we have the Ace of Wands, which is about passionate new beginning. And then we have the Devil card here, which is, really negative type of energy. So this is about like addictions. And again, with the breaking free, I feel like this is, because if you look at this card, these people here, they have chains around their necks, but they could easily break free from this mindset, from these beliefs. I feel like this is you just sitting in like a really negative mindset and really conflicted here about what it is you're passionate about. And this could be, a new business adventure with this Ace of Pentacles here. You have two new aces, like you have new beginnings here for you. One is in your recent past, and this is in your near future. So in the recent past, you had like a stable beginning, a new stable offer. And in the near future, we have like this passion, like going after your passions. And I feel like this is freeing yourself from some kind of, again, this is a lack mindset, because you have this Eight of Swords, which is about holding yourself back and limiting beliefs. And then you have the Five of Pentacles, which is like a lack mindset, beliefs around money, again, with the limiting beliefs. So I feel like this might have something to do with some type of business venture that you want. We'll clarify that, but I feel like this has something to do with you maybe wanting to start your own business or starting a new job, going after something with finances. But you're definitely freeing yourself from whatever that negative energy is, which is, like the lack mindset, um, it's like a victim mentality, basically. And you can really get into some negative, toxic cycles with that. So let's see. What do they not see coming here, Spirit? What does this collective not see coming here? Maybe this is just about you not being happy with where you were financially, and you just kind of decided to go after your wish fulfillment, and you're no longer holding yourself back from that. Yeah. So this is about like making a decision to heal from whatever this situation was, and just kind of persevering and pushing through here. So with the Nine of Wands, that is like, like you're near success, like it's almost like you're almost there. The tens are the ends of a cycle. So but I feel like this is about you making a choice to heal and kind of just push through, and um, focus on yourself, focus on just that persistence and that resilience that you have, because you want to go after this passionate new beginning. I feel like this is just you going for it, and you're making the decision to heal and grow here. Because the Three of Swords is about like heartbreak, and it's also about releasing. So I feel like you're making the choice to release whatever was holding you back, whatever mindset, whatever, this could have been a mindset from childhood. This could have been a mindset from a previous relationship. Wherever you got this mindset from, I feel like this is you breaking free from that mindset. You're making the choice to heal from it and to push through and move forward here. I love that for you. I think that's amazing. It's not easy to do, but you're definitely putting in the work here. Let's see. What do they need to focus on, Spirit? What does this collective need to focus on? Okay, so we had the Queen of Cups that was already over. We'll take that. I don't know when that turned over. It was meant for a reason. So I think this is about choosing, like focusing on your creativity. being more creative, put down burdens. You go from the 9 of Wands to the 10 of Wands. You just need to release burdens, whatever those burdens are for you that you're carrying. Yeah. And then we got the King of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. So again, with this stable new beginning, sorry, this table is awful. I can never get these cards off of here. So you had the Ace of Pentacles, right? Which is about like a new stable beginning. And that could be in your finances. But I feel like, you know, it was a wish fulfillment for you maybe to start a business, a wish fulfillment maybe for you to go for a certain job. Maybe you've gone to school and now you want to put in for a new position. Whatever it is for you, it has to do with your stability and your money, but you were kind of holding yourself back, maybe thinking you couldn't have this, thinking, you know, whatever the holding back was. That could have been beliefs from childhood, could have been beliefs about money, you know, poverty mindset, but you're definitely breaking free from that. And this is about opening up to your creativity, trusting your intuition, laying down burdens, you know, don't carry those with you. And then I feel like you're just opening up to this King of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, stepping into this grounded, stable energy. If this is Earth, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you could have Earth in your chart. Maybe you're dealing with a King of Pentacles. Doesn't have to mean that. This can just be you embodying this, this grounded, stable energy and working towards this 10 of Pentacles because you have that new stable beginning in your recent past. You just need to not hold yourself back from it. You know, this is when you're given an ace from the universe, this is a gift. So this is like, you know, God, spirit, the universe, whatever you call it, is handing you this gift, this pentacles, you know, and because you have this gift, you have to actually take that and run with it. You know what I mean? It's not just like a windfall of money. It's not just lottery falling. You have to work for whatever the stable new beginning is that you want. And you have to, you know, find that creative spark here. So the Ace of Wands is, you know, that creative new spark or that new initiative, that enthusiasm, that new passion to kind of break free from these limiting mindsets, these limiting beliefs. And I see you doing that in the near future. You're going to step into more of this King of Pentacles, this grounded earth energy, and work more towards this 10 of Pentacles. Whatever that mental confliction was for you, that, like I said, that could have been, you know, mindset from that was set into you in childhood. I mean, a lot of us have that mentality set in childhood around money. So let's see what energy oracle we have for you. I really love that though. That's not an easy task, you know, to go through that and kind of go into that hermit mode and heal that and focus on breaking those. You know, that could be like a traditional. So this 10 of Pentacles is like a, you know, like a traditional family type. Maybe that was like a generational thing that you're breaking here and laying down that burden from your generation, you know, your lineage. So we have self-love. I attend to my needs by listening to my heart. My inner essence lets me know what is good for me. I respect my limits and I answer the requests of my body and my soul. Thus, I learn to love myself. I like that. That's awesome. Self-love is very important. And I feel like this is a big part of self-love when you can realize patterns and break yourself free from those patterns. It's not easy, but that is a huge act of self-love to free yourself from, you know, things that do not serve you. If it were easy, everybody would do it, right? So we have a new chapter. When things seem to be falling apart, be aware that things may be coming together in new ways that suit the next phase of your life even better. I love that. So true. And then rejuvenate yourself. Know your limits and allow them to guide you. Limitations can teach you to take better care of yourself. You have full permission to rest and say no. So we had, that was in here too. I respect my limits and limitations can teach you to take better care of yourself. So something about knowing your limits, your limitations. Like if you've been through a huge healing here and you've kind of gone into this hermit mode and you've healed some kind of generational trauma or thought process, that can be very draining and very exhausting. So maybe that's where the self-love comes in. Just kind of take care of yourself. You're stepping into a new chapter and it's okay to take a break. It doesn't mean you have to constantly burn yourself out. But yeah, I feel like this is just something that's, you know, you're working towards some kind of abundance, stability, whatever that is for you. And there's definite growth and progress again with this growth in this Temperance card. There's growth and progress in your healing, in your spirituality, trusting in the divine here to bring this new gift to you once you step into, once you make that choice and step into that. So I love this for you. I think it's awesome. It's very draining, so do take care of yourself. I hope that this could resonate. Let me know in the comments if this is the reading that you chose, so that I know which one you picked. And, did you pick it for the cards or the grounding energy? Maybe that's what you need to do right now. Just stay grounded and protect yourself, and focus on some self-love while you move into this next chapter. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi, if you're here, then you chose set C. So if you chose it for the crystal, this is Amazonite. This is a very good balancing stone. It's for masculine and feminine energy, so it's a good twin flame stone. I have a heart-shaped one that I got from my local metaphysical shop, but it is a very good energy for opening up your intuition. I do have my crystal book here, so we can see the different properties, and I'll read to you, what it's good for and things like that. So 5. So Amazonite enables you to speak your truth and stand up for yourself. It encourages creativity and helps you proudly share your ideas. It can facilitate communication in an emotionally blocked person. So it can kind of open your throat chakra. But I really love this crystal. I think it's beautiful. I like to set it on decks a lot of the times to kind of cleanse the energies, maybe kind of open me up, my throat chakra, as I'm doing readings. So if you chose it for the tarot deck, this is the Mermaid Tarot. I don't use this one very often, and I need to, because I love the artwork and I love the cards. So I did bring out, to go with this, the Messages of the Mermaids. It's an oracle deck. So we'll go ahead and get into the tarot reading for you and pull cards for that, and then we can pull some oracle at the end. And then I also brought out some energy oracles to kind of get a feel for the energies maybe that you need to work with, or the energies that are very strong right now. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these, and then we'll get into the tarot reading. So I'm going to pull past, present, and future spread for you, just to see what's going on in your energy. I've asked Spirit just to give us a general reading, whatever you need to hear right now, whatever message comes out is what you need to hear and what you need to focus on at this time. So we'll go ahead and get that message for you. And then, like I said, after we get the tarot message, we'll pull from the oracle cards and get the oracle message for you to kind of wrap everything up, and maybe get a last minute message, or any additional messages that Spirit might have for you. So we have the 5 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords. We have the Queen of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Star. Love it. We have the Knight of Swords, King of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. Underneath, we have the 10 of Swords. So you're definitely ending a painful cycle, very painful cycle. 10 of Swords is, this very negative energy, just a really tough cycle. And this could be in relationships. This could be in your finances. Again, it's a general reading, so take it how it resonates. But it's funny that I said the Amazonite balances out masculine and feminine, because you have the Queen and the King of Pentacles here. So we'll get into like the placement meaning in the reading, but you definitely have the masculine and feminine here. And Pentacles are about your stability, your money. It is a grounded earth energy. So let's get into this. In the recent past, we have the 5 of Swords, which is like conflict. It can be an internal confliction, because swords are your thoughts. It's air, so it is about your thoughts. So you could just be like mentally conflicted. And we have the 9 of Pentacles here, which is about stability. So there could be some conflict that has to do with like your stability and your self-worth. And then we have the Seven of Swords here, which is due to like sneakiness and lies. So this could be like somebody that has deceived you in some way, whether that's in regards to money or your self-confidence for whatever reason. But there was, some definitely conflict here when it comes to money and stability. So again, with that king and queen here, that's going to balance out. So that's in your recent past though. So, and again, that could be that closing out that cycle because of whatever that was. It could have been, so Seven of Swords is like sneakiness, lies. Again, that could be like if you were in a relationship and things ended with that person. It could be in a job situation. Maybe they lied to you about money, or, they were, whatever that Nine of Pentacles is for you. Again, it's a general reading, so you take it how it resonates. Where were you wronged in the recent past? That kind of took you your self-confidence. So right now in your current energy, though, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So she is very grounded, very stable. This is Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You could have those placements in your chart. You could be dealing with the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like this is more about you just stepping into this energy of the Queen of Pentacles. So again, this is about grounded, stable, nurturing energy. And then we have the Hermit, which is going within, soul searching, finding those answers in solitude. And then you have the Star, which is healing. So when you have the Hermit and the Star together, when you look at the Hermit card, he is always carrying, well, not always, but majority of the time you'll see in tarot decks, he's carrying a lantern. And inside that lantern is the Star, if you look at the Rider-Waite Tarot. So I feel like this is just you, finding your grounding, your footing, you're nurturing yourself, you're going within for answers, and you're healing from whatever that situation was. And that is ending those painful cycles. When you go within and heal, you're ending painful cycles. But this is about you kind of stepping into that Queen of Pentacles energy and definitely going through some healing. You're going through this journey, this soul searching. Maybe you're searching for some kind of purpose, and now you're could be searching for your self-confidence again, especially when you're lied to, or, when there is conflict going on. And again, that Nine of Pentacles can have to do with your self-worth. It could have to do with your finances, your stability. If you've lost a job due to, coworkers that were arguments, fights, whatever that painful cycle is for you. But that's over. Like you're in this healing energy. So we're going to focus on that and move past whatever that was. But it definitely took a toll on you. The Ten of Swords is not an easy energy, but with the Hermit and the Star here, that tells me that you're doing the healing work. So that's great. And I love that for you. In the near future, we have the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is action. He's very fast moving energy. It's also about information. So, and then we have the King of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is about curiosity, enthusiasm, finding those passions again. So I feel like maybe you could get a message from the King of Pentacles, but this is also maybe you're taking action and stepping more into your masculine energy in the near future. So when you sit in a Queen of Pentacles energy, again, she's grounded and nurturing. You're kind of sitting in your feminine, you're healing, you're letting things process. Feminine energy is receiving, and it is alchemizing. It is working with the energies. When you step into more of a masculine energy, you are taking action and focusing more on your passion. So I feel like this is right now you sitting in your feminine, healing and doing the work. And in the near future, you're going to take some action and step more into your masculine energy about what it is that you're enthusiastic about. What passions do you want to go after? What do you want to kind of discover here? Because the Page of Wands is like a newer energy. So when you think of it in terms of a person, it's a younger energy, immature energy. But when you think about it in terms of maybe a business adventure or your spirituality, this is just you being more curious and being more enthusiastic, wanting to learn. But you're definitely taking some action here and stepping into this King of Pentacles, stepping more into your masculine energy here. So what do they not see coming, Spirit? What does this collective not see coming? So we have the Queen of Swords, Truth, clarity. Gaining some clarity. Ten of Pentacles. About building stability, building wealth. Two of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. Nice. So I feel like you're getting clear on what it is you want to build, and you've got like this new beginning, this new stable beginning. So you have the Queen of Swords, which is about boundaries. She's about like clear communication. It's also about like truth and clarity. And then you have the Ten of Pentacles. And Ten of Pentacles is about building a legacy. It is about ultimate wealth and, you know, building a legacy, basically, for your family. And then you have the Two of Swords, which is, twos are about balance, but it's also about making a decision. And it's also about, again, that going after what it is that you want. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles, which is a new stable beginning. You're being handed this Ace of Pentacles after this painful ending. You know, with every ending, as painful as it is, there is a new beginning here. So you do have a new stable beginning coming in here. You're gaining some clarity. Maybe you're communicating that, or, you know, kind of being honest with yourself here, communicating that to yourself about what it is that you want to build here. And you're making the decision to go after this new stable beginning. And, you know, you can, if you're handed a new stable beginning, it doesn't mean you have to take it. You know what I mean? This is Spirit handing you a new beginning, but you have to ultimately decide to go with that and take it. And I feel like you are. I feel like you're, you know, you're speaking your truth here and getting clarity around that situation and getting clarity around what it is that, again, you want to build. What's the Ten of Pentacles for you? Because it could be different for each of you. What do they need to focus on, spirits? Actions and advice. I love the energy you're in now, though. That's amazing. That's healing energy. You have definitely gone within. So we have the Judgment, which is, you know, reckoning, but it's also about leaving the past behind. You know, a minute ago, I kept kind of talking about those past cards, and I was like, no, let's focus on where we're at. Like, don't focus on where you've been. Focus on where you are and where you're going. Nice. So, your actions and advice, Judgment. Leave the past behind. Focus on this rebirth, this new beginning. And then you have the Fool. Again, take that leap of faith. Take that new beginning. And then you have the Ten of Cups. So focus on your happiness. You have the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. So again, this isn't something that's just going to be handed to you. You have to take that opportunity. But I feel like you're ending that cycle. You have gone within. You're doing this work. And soon you're going to take action towards, you know, this stable new beginning. You're going to be very clear about what it is that you do want here. And you're going to, you know, leave the past behind, step into this new beginning, and focusing on your ultimate happiness, what that Ten of Cups is for you. That could be in a new job. It could just be, you know, you've done this healing work, so you know what you need to do. Like, you know what the stable beginning is for you. This taking action, this stepping into your masculine energy, and find out what you're curious and what you're passionate about, and stepping into something new, embracing new. So whatever this situation was, this Nine of Pentacles, that took your self-confidence and your finances, you're stepping into something new. So this could have been like a job loss. This could have been about, you know, people actually taking money from you, and now you're going after something new. So I love this. I think this, I mean, I don't love the Ten of Swords. Obviously, that's very difficult and painful to go through, but I mean, I love your current energy of Queen of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Star. That's amazing energy. Like, you've gone within and you've healed from whatever that painful cycle was. So good for you for that. Be proud of yourself for that. Recognize yourself for that, because that is not an easy energy at all. So we have truth, again, truth, clarity with that Queen of Swords. Discernment. Okay, I'll read those two to you. And then We're going to grab an energy one as well. What is that lady's name? Lucy Liu. She was in the she was really big back in the 90s, early 2000s. She was in the newer Charlie's Angels with I don't know why I'm talking about this, with Cameron Diaz and God, what's Drew Barrymore? Anyway, that looks like Lucy Liu. I don't know why I brought that up, but she's beautiful. She's absolutely gorgeous. So the divine fruit. As I work to improve and free myself, I strengthen my foundations. My intellect is light, my heart is warmth, and my soul is strength. I am nurtured by the divine sun. The fruit I bear reflects my inner light. Again, with that inner light, remember I brought up the lantern with the hermit. So you've definitely found your inner light here. This could just be you, finding more passion, finding something else to be passionate about, something new. So, and this is grounded, stable energy. The Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles is very grounded, stable. This is a new stable beginning here. So definitely working on your stability and grounding yourself here. So I'm going to start with truth because it came out first. Admit the truth to yourself. Again, the Queen of Pentacles, being honest with yourself. Accepting the truth can set you free and be a joyful experience. Avoiding the truth isn't beneficial. This mermaid looks at you with the eyes of truth and asks you to consider honestly any area of your life that worries you. We know the truth can hurt. We also know that the truth can set us free. When you ask to find out the truth of a situation, it will reveal itself at the perfect time. Are you being totally honest? Maybe you think you're protecting someone by withholding the truth. This is rarely the right thing to do. In most circumstances, it's better to reveal the truth in a loving way so that those involved can work through things together. Maybe this is about you speaking your truth to your family. You had that 10 of Pentacles, so you could be, making the decision to speak your truth to your family about something. Maybe that was the sneakiness and lies. Again, it's going to resonate differently for each of you. It's important to acknowledge free will and to give others the opportunity to make their own choices based on the truth. This is also freeing on a karmic level. This card also says that there could be a secret waiting to be brought to light. Trust your intuition and any hunches you have at this time. Remember, there are usually 2 or more sides to any story, so it's wise to consider the truth resides somewhere in the middle. When you live your life in truth, you never need to recall what you've said or done previously because you walk the path of honesty. This card appears in a reading to highlight an area of life where truth will soon reveal itself. Pay close attention to the surrounding cards for extra insight. Very, very interesting. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe some truth came to light here with this 7 of Swords, the lies and the sneakiness. Maybe that was the painful ending. And then we have discernment. Use discernment combined with wisdom, for you'll soon make a discovery that could benefit your life or the lives of others in a wonderful way. Something of great significance has been or it's about to be discovered, and discernment will be required. This mermaid is contemplating the reality of her revelation and thinking about how and if this discovery should be revealed and to whom. You could find yourself in a situation where discernment combined with sensitivity is required. Perhaps something is about to be unearthed concerning your friends, family, or ancestors, or a secret may soon be revealed. Again, with something coming to light here, with the sneakiness and lies, maybe you're telling the truth. Wow, that's pretty heavy. It's vital to be discerning when sharing any information that comes to light at this time. If you've discovered or are about to discover some important information about someone, be mindful and use discernment if you decide to share this with a third party. Approaching the person or people directly would be the wisest way forward, using compassion and discernment when bringing up any sensitive subjects. Always give the other person an opportunity to share their truth before jumping to any conclusions. Remember, you're not in court, so try not to cast judgment. Misunderstandings can occur if you allow your mind to fill in the gaps. So be discerning when imparting any revelations and share with an open heart and mind. This card is also saying you're about to discover another aspect of yourself, like layers of an onion. As each layer peels away, you can make new and exciting discoveries. Embrace any new facets that you unearth through your soul searching. Again, a hermit, soul searching and healing. So, wow, maybe you're speaking some truth after these lies, this deceit, or maybe something comes to light. where these people were lying to you. Either way, I feel like this is very, very heavy energy for you that you're moving through. But I mean, you're right there at the end of this. So that's really, that's amazing. You're right now sitting in this healing energy, and pretty soon you're going to take action and move forward. So maybe that action is speaking your truth, or just, you know, going after what it is that you do want here. So I really love this for you. This is really awesome energy. Let me know in the comments if this resonates. Let me know if you chose this reading. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.